I think that I get my ideas just from life experience, from being in a place, from experiencing that place. The other thing I have to tell you is that I'm very curious about things, and I think that's something that's common among most documentary makers, is that they're curious about understanding more about the life around them. They find things puzzling, they find things interesting, they're involved. Typically what I would do is, first of all, I would find a subject that I was deeply involved with, that I cared a great deal about, either because of my personal experience or because a friend of mine had a direct experience with it, or my parents, or my community. Then I would think about, what are the things that I'm most interested in exploring here? Who do I want to go talk to? And where do I want to go? What do I want to see? I always begin with a question rather than a purpose. I think it's very important to have a questioning approach, not to know what you're going to say. I think it's crucial to documentary. Let's suppose you were doing something about school dropouts. Now, if you start with the message and the purpose being, it is wrong to drop out of school, you'll probably go talk to the principal because they're an expert. You'll probably go talk to maybe a truant officer or a police officer, and you'll end up with a very kind of preachy piece probably. If, on the other hand, rather than starting with that message, you start with a question, like, why is it that students drop out of school? Or what can be done to make students stay involved in school? You get into much different area. I think any subject has at least one side. It usually has many more than two sides. So in a way, what you begin doing is looking for strong feelings on either side. And the strongest, most clear positions on either side are probably what you want to begin videotaping. I don't particularly think that it's necessary to be objective. First of all, I don't think any of us are. I think it is necessary to be honest and fair in your work. So you really do want to make sure that you cover the strongly held positions of people about any subject. I always begin by making some kind of plan. First I ask the question, then I figure out, well, where am I going? Who am I going to talk to? And always your first interview or your first event is pretty critical, because it determines how you approach your subject matter. I tend to start from a place of comfort. In other words, an authority figure would be the last person I would interview.